elected. I mean, are elected. You know, some via some kind of election for the European people, for the people in the European Union member states to elect the members of the parliament. So this is by member state. This is by election. The kind of general election in the European Union. Okay. So these are the legislative power. I mean, the authority of legislative power in the European Union. And how about the situation in the judiciary power? They have two. Well, it's kind of two layers. So how many layers of judiciary power and how many layers of courts do we have in our country? How many? Right. We have three. When we say three, we generally have three, but in some situations, like two. Okay, what are they? Okay, so I mean, this is the situation in Taiwan. We have the lowest is the district court. And then we have appeal court. And then we have Supreme Court. So district court is like the court for that district, for that area. Like we have Taipei district court, we have like Taoyuan district court, Tainan district court, Kaohsiung district court. And then we have appeal court. Appeal means you have appeal. When the parties of the decision of the district court are not happy about the decision, they can appeal. They can differently to the upper court, which is in our system is called appeal court. And then under certain circumstances, not all of the cases can appeal to Supreme Court. Just some of the cases decided by the appeal court can appeal to Supreme Court. Okay, this is our judiciary, I mean, the court in our judiciary system. But this is the general situation. But when we say general, it's like in civil law case, civil act cases, in criminal law cases. But if it is an administrative law case, there are only two. There are only two. The first is called higher administrative court. The first court. If this is an administrative court case, an administrative law case, the first court. I don't really want to erase that. The first court is called higher administrative court, and then the second court is the Supreme Administrative Court. Okay, so generally we have three layers. Okay, big three. But in the case like in administrative law cases, we have two. Okay. So these are the same in most countries. In most countries they have three layers. Most, for example, in the United States, they also have three. But it depends on which state of the United States you are in. Okay, sometimes their first call is called Supreme Court. Okay, sometimes their highest call is called appeal court because they have different design in each state. But anyhow, in the United States, they have 3 layers of court in state and 3 layers of court in the federal level as well. Okay, but these are the situations in general countries. But what about the situation in the European Union? They have 2 layers. The lower layer is called, in the past, the lower layer is called the Court of First Instance. In the past, it is called the Court of First Instance. It's the General Court. Okay, but right now it is called General Court. And then the second, it's a higher level, it's called Court of Justice. Okay, so now we don't call it Court of First Instance, we call it okay, in the European Union, they have 2 layers: the Court of Justice and the General Court. And how about the executive body of or the executive powers in the European Union? Who or which or what is the executive body? Who represent the executive power in the European Union? And we call it the European Commission. Okay. But it is okay to say the European Commission is the executive power, the body of the European Union. But it is not very precise to say the European Union is an executive body. Why is that? Okay, so the situation in the European Union is somehow different from the situation in a general democratic country, because the role or the roles played by the Commission is not just about executive power. It also has judicial power, and it also has legislative power. So maybe you may see in some documents, maybe even some legal document, maybe to say, okay, the European Commission is an executive body. Is it correct? Well, maybe it's not wrong, but it is not precise. Okay, please keep in mind, the Commission, the European Commission, is not just an executive body. It also has judicial power and legislative power. Okay. Okay, the Commission is constituted of several commissioners in different sectors. Different sectors, and those commissioners, they have a president. like a chairman. Who is the incumbent president of the European Commission? Anyone? Jean-Claude Juncker, right? We call the current commission the Juncker Commission. Okay. Jean-Claude Juncker is the current president of the European Commission. Okay, so these are the separation of powers in the European Union. We introduced this because this is somehow related to our discussions about the European regulatory framework of the in telecommunication sector. Okay, and we just scroll through the next page, and after we talk about the separation of powers in the European Union and the source of law. Sorry about that. Maybe go back to what is or what are the sources of law? What are the sources of law? Does that mean where can we find the law? Where are the originals of the law? Does that mean that? Okay, the sources of law means the form or the way the law exists. Okay, so the source of law in the European Union means in what form do European Union law exist? They exist in the form of treaty. They exist in the form of, for example, in this charter, in the form of regulations, directives, decisions, recommendations, and opinions. Okay, so this is the meaning of source of law. Okay, and also we have discussed about the hierarchy of the European Union law already. Okay, after we talk about the hierarchy, the source of law and the hierarchy of source of European Union law, and then we take a look at the regulatory authority of telecoms sector in the European Union. Okay, does anyone still remember what is the regulatory authority in our country, Taiwan? Anyone? Okay. The NCC, right? The National Communications Commission. Okay. But in the European Union, there are two categories of regulatory authority. The first kind, the involvement of the first kind is from the IRG, which means the independent regulators group. The regulators here means the regulatory authority in each member state. Okay, IRG means the independent regulators group, and here regulator means